Alright, welcome back to tuning part 3. So again, I have the large air filter currently installed. It's at 90 units at 100%. Right now, I'm gonna actually go and see if this filter makes a difference. So I'm gonna test the large one first. Alright. So keep in mind this is the large one. We made 147 with the stock unit. So the stock air filter, we made 1 horsepower and 1 torque. Basically 1 horsepower and 1 torque. Let's go ahead and go back and install the small cone, or the small filter. Alright, let's go back at the dyno shop. Sorry if I'm doing this quite fast, but I'm just trying to cut the time. So check it out. See, so with the small one, we made a max of 150 horsepower, basically 51-ish. Right? We made 150 horsepower and about 118 pounds of torque, which is awesome. So it's a 3 horsepower gain from the factory and 2 horsepower gain from the factory on the torque. So that shows us that with this unit right here currently that we have with 34 units, it actually gives us a better rating versus to a large cone. So I'm actually going to keep that. I'm actually going to keep the intake piping. So right now I do not know the size. You know what? Let's go find the size because that matters. All right. Let's see. Wait, am I going? Okay, so wait, scratch that. So the size matters through the piping. There you go. That's what I was looking for. So piping, that's where you want to look in size. So we're gonna look at throttle body right now. So our focus is on the throttle body. I don't know the size of the throttle body, and yeah. So let's check it out. I'm probably gonna have to buy various different bodies just to actually know and tell how big is the throttle body. So I'm not gonna buy these Alpha 1 and 2 because they don't tell me the size or anything like that. So the Tokia XL body, so a throttle body, is basically made a larger throttle body that maximizes air and power. So I do not want to purchase that yet. I want to. Oh, lame. Disconnect. Log in. Alright. So, anyways, take a deep breath. Quite frustrating when you get disconnected trying to do videos. Anyways, we're gonna go to Newberg. I'm just gonna say Newberg for right now. We're gonna go to intake manifold. In intake manifold, there's intake throttle body. Now you have different various throttle bodies in this selection area. So if we click on the first one, the VX10 engine VX10 throttle body is a 75 millimeter high flow performance and manufacturer. Right, blah 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 blah. We're gonna look at the VX9, which is at a 65 millimeter and the ultra high flow. So this one made for pro system, not for factory. Not for use on a factory manifold. So basically saying that if you have a factory manifold, this throttle body can potentially ruin your car or mess up the airflow. So you want to be careful with that. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go back and we're gonna buy both the engine VX9 and 10 because they actually tell me a size and compared from millimeters to inches, right? This game, I kind of wish that it was a little bit more. It goes from between inches, right? Because these 2 quote marks, that means inches in mathematical terms, and then millimeters. So of course, it's pretty self-explanatory. And the reason why I'm showing you guys intake piping is because just to show you guys the different measurements that's being used in this game. Kind of wish that it was a little bit more consistent. I guess in real life tuning, this is consistency, but in this game I wish they would stick to one measurement so that it'd be a lot more easier to go back and forth because I'm not used to millimeters. So anyways, let's go ahead. I'm gonna blow up my browser really quick. Let's go millimeters and 2 inches. So hopefully you guys can all see this. Alright. So we have a 65 millimeter and a 75 millimeter, I believe. So 65 millimeter to inches is a 2.5 inch. Right. So that's a 2.5 inch opening through that throttle body. So let's go to 75 is a 2.9 inch, which is basically a 3 inch. So you go from a 2.5 inch to a 3 inch. So we're gonna purchase both those two intake manifolds. Right here. Buy the small one or the 2.5 inch and buy the 3 inch throttle body. Let's go ahead and go to our home. So this is the larger intake first, right? Or the larger throttle body. Sorry, keep going back and forth. So the larger throttle body, which is a 3 inch, right? Actually is a bigger unit, so it actually increases the unit of airflow through this whole intake system. So which is good. That means that the car will be running at 100%. Your engine will last a little bit longer. You improve pretty much everything. I don't know about horsepower rating yet, but let's go ahead and install the 2.5 inch throttle body. So this is the 65 millimeter one. Alright. The reason why I keep switching back and forth between cars is because Nitto won't let me go back. So, okay, so even the 2.5 is pretty big. It increases 55 unit. So that tells you that in between this and this, your intake piping, from the intake piping, if the throttle body is a 2.5, right, and it's a unit of 55, that means that the intake piping must be a 2 inch piping. So if you find something like maybe with a 60 millimeter unit, maybe that will probably increase the air or increase the horsepower a little bit more. But we're going to use this. We're just going to go off of this and we're actually going to dyno it and see if we actually made some horsepower. So with the current filter that we have on and every other unit stock, we made 150 horsepower. So keep that in mind. So we actually made 3 more horsepower added onto the 150 with the modified throttle body. So we have a modified air filter and a modified throttle body. So altogether we went from 47. We made 6 horsepower from those 2 objects or those 2 units being added onto a car, and another 2 more pounds of torque, which is pretty good. All right. Let's go back and let's try on that bigger throttle body and let's see if it actually makes a bigger difference. All right. So we're gonna hit the dyno. Ooh, so we actually made 1 more horsepower and 1 more pound of torque with this bigger throttle body. Right? So this is very good. This is a very good start. Going from 147 to now 154, and yeah, you just increased your car by a good amount of horsepower. You did spend a little. Let's see. I don't know. Let's go back and check out how much we actually spent if you were just to buy the unit alone without the other. So if you were to buy the small one, so it's $28 with the throttle body, which is $28 with $429. So you spend about $460, here and there, minus the tuning and whatnot. Yeah, so you just made enough horsepower, and let's actually see if that actually makes a difference on the track. So here I am. You got a line Gotta line up before that little line right there on that green. Alright. So very slow start. 6 horsepower doesn't seem to make a difference, but it actually should, and it actually will make a difference. This is, keep in mind that we just upgraded only 2 parts, and we've increased our time by around 0.4 seconds. So 0.3, 0.4 seconds. Oh, I don't need to do another run. But anyway, so with 6 horsepower, it's not bad, and not only that too, you only taken the 2 parts into consideration. So you haven't even modified your whole car yet. You've just replaced 2 parts, which is actually very good. Let's go ahead and check out. You know what? I want to make this almost 100%. Okay, so this is 97%. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna actually go to the exhaust. So keep in mind, if you keep your eyes on these percentage, it actually tells you. It's actually a very good let's say base to start out. So it's at 85%. All these are actually very good. They're above 81% or above 80%. Let's go ahead and check out the headers. So I'm gonna replace both headers, catalytic exhaust piping, and muffler, and I'm gonna actually show you guys how to lose power. So I'm actually gonna increase these parts tremendously and see if we can lose power. So to start out, so let's start with the headers. So we're gonna go back to the Torino parts. I'm gonna try to buy the biggest size header. So this is a 2-piece right here. The 1-piece. Now, in my experience, going to the drag races, a lot of people run the 1-piece header just because of the flow. Doesn't necessarily means that the 1-piece or the 2-piece is faster, but it depends on certain cars. But from my experience, from what I've seen, a lot of people run the 1-piece just because of the fact that the airflow is a lot better versus to having a 2-piece. Let's see. This one is a 4:1 design with a 3.25 inch. So off-road use only. So be very careful with those. Same thing, high grade still, using a 4.1 design, maximum airflow. So again, paying key, or the key is checking, reading all of these. So this is a 80 millimeter collector. So let's see, 75 was 3 inch, so this would be a 3.5, right, as well. So this is another 75, so that's a 3 inch head collector. Let's see, just to see. Let's see, 80 is a 3 point. Let's see, back at Cosin, it's 80. So this one is a 3 inch right here. I'm gonna go back, and I'm just gonna buy the TMR Rev exhaust manifold, because it's a 3.25 inch, and I want the biggest one. So basing it off of 3.25 sorry guys, we're gonna check out and see how much of a difference it actually make right inside the car. So already you see the exhaust system, it says okay. So as you see, I think our piping right here is about 2 inches, so it's probably 1.8 inch or 1.9 or 1.5 inch. The stock unit is what I mean, the stock unit. Hey, so anyways, so we have 80 and 100%, and I will show you guys the dyno graph as soon as I cut this video, because I'm also running around out of space again, and I will continue on the next part. Alright, thanks guys.